Hello, my name is Hannah Lisowski, and for video project 4, I will be talking about the disease syphilis, which is caused by the bacterium Treponema pallidum. So what is Treponema pallidum? It is a gram-negative bacterium, and it is known as an obligate parasite. It is helically coiled with corkscrew-shaped cells, which you can see on the picture on the right. Don't mind my pronunciation, but the order of Treponema pallidum is Spirochetales. The family it belongs to is Spirochetaceae, and the genus, obviously, that it belongs to is Treponema. So Treponema pallidum lacks genes that encode metabolic functions, and this is due to its small genome. So it just doesn't have the ability or space to have the genes that encode metabolic functions. And Treponema pallidum is also sensitive to penicillin, which we will see later on that it is a cure to syphilis. So what is syphilis? Syphilis is a sexually transmitted disease and bacterial infection that is spread by sexual contact. It is spread via skin or mucous membrane contact, and syphilis is known as a great imitator because it resembles symptoms of many other diseases. So sometimes, especially in the realm of sexually transmitted diseases, it can be hard to diagnose. Syphilis has 4 different stages of symptoms and of diagnosis. The first stage is primary. So usually when someone contracts syphilis, it starts as a painless sore, usually located on the genitals, rectum, or mouth. And they're usually small sores and they're called chancres. There could be several, and usually early enough, they just heal on their own. It could take from 3 to 6 weeks to heal. And the secondary stage is when many other symptoms start to come in, which is why diagnosis could be confusing. Symptoms of the secondary stage could include rashes, hair loss, muscle aches, swollen lymph nodes, fevers. The rashes could be located anywhere on the body, as shown. I know the picture is blurry, but as shown in the picture to the right. And as I talked about earlier, it could be spread skin or mucous membrane contact. And Treponema pallidum usually just gets into the cuts of of the partner through sexual contact. And syphilis cannot be spread commonly. It cannot be spread through swimming pools or hot tubs or on common surfaces such as counters or doorknobs. The latent stage of syphilis is the most confusing stage and is a reason as to why syphilis could be hard to diagnose. During this stage, there are no visible signs, no visible symptoms, and syphilis can go untreated and undiagnosed for many, many years because of the latent stage. The most serious stage of them all is tertiary stage, because if syphilis does go undiagnosed for a long time without any treatment, the tertiary stage is when it starts to infect internal organ systems, and in very rare cases, it could cause death. How does Treponema pallidum cause syphilis? So the only known host of Treponema pallidum is a human, hence why it's transmitted through sexual contact, close contact, mucus, anything like that. It causes syphilis when it gets into broken skin or mucous membranes of the partner, and it produces destructive lesions in tissues. And when one contracts syphilis, it also makes them more susceptible to develop HIV. And this is why, as I stated earlier, it is known as the great imitator, which resembles symptoms of other diseases. Treatment of syphilis. So syphilis can be cured through antibiotics, and the length, dosage, and preparation depend on the different stages of syphilis: primary, secondary, latent, and tertiary. So when you're in the early stages, such as primary and secondary, usually benzathine penicillin is used intravenously. It is only treated intravenously. Pills of penicillin are usually never given to someone who has the disease syphilis. But anyway, so primary, secondary is usually when benzathine penicillin is given. And then during the latent stages or tertiary stages, and when it is becoming more serious, aqueous crystalline penicillin is given in more doses, and it's almost like an attack because it's later stage and it's a more serious stage. So we want to give the penicillin injections in a more serious matter, higher dosage, more preparation, and we want to give them in smaller lengths of time. And that is all on syphilis that is caused by Treponema pallidum, and this video will be instructor share only. Thank you.